Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Lillian, and today I have a very important person to my heart on here. So I'm going to be asking Jasmine Ama some few questions about her life living in Ghana since she moved finally to Ghana from Australia. Welcome my guests in the building.
Hi guys.
All right. So nice to meet you, Jasmine.
Nice to meet you too, Lillian.
Okay. So how long have you been in Ghana?
This January was 3 years since I've been here now. Yeah.
What can you say it is like? Are you okay?
Absolutely, I love it. I love Ghana so. It hasn't been perfect, but it's been good. Like really, really good. Like I wouldn't exchange my life for anything right now. I love the life I live now. Yeah.
Why I'm asking is because I, as a young African lady, I would do anything to get what you have, like being a citizen, right, of Australia. Not even citizenship. In this case, just to go there and maybe for 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, to work towards becoming residents over there.
Yeah.
So why did you give that up and come back to Ghana?
To live here. I think for me, I've been so blessed, I guess, in different ways, and part of my blessings is being born over in Australia. So I am Australian. No matter what I do, I am Australian. I can go back whenever I feel like it. I can literally get up today and be like, I'm done with Ghana, I'm going. You know what I mean? So having that flexibility made it easy for me to be like, I want to come and live in Ghana. But at the same time, the reason I don't live in Australia anymore and I've chosen to live in Ghana is because like once you have all the comforts that you think you need, which is like money, stable internet, good roads and stuff like that, the next thing you crave is substance and peace of mind and those type of things. And I feel like you can only find that here. So here, a lot of people lack those things that I mentioned earlier on. So they think that's the problem. But once those things are sorted, then you realize, oh, okay, this doesn't really mean anything. Like, I want something more meaningful. And I feel like the meaning I find here, I personally have it here. So that's why I live here.
I think you're talking to me. I don't know. Like I've heard one too many saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So today I take it coming from you.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question I want to ask you is how you do YouTube for a living, or do you have other jobs?
I do YouTube for a living, full time.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow. That sounds strange. So is this something you always wanted to do, or you just along the line you feel like, okay, this is good enough for me to do full time? Or is it something you've been planning all your life? Or when I grow up, I'm going to be an influencer and just be okay?
No, definitely not. I didn't plan on becoming a YouTuber. I didn't even know YouTube was a job. Like I didn't know any of that. It was literally just a fun thing that I did. I was bored back in Sydney. I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos all the time in my free time. So I was like, okay, when I was about to start uni, I was like, let me go and see if I can find things about the stuff that I studied at uni on the internet, and I went and there was nothing, and I was like, well, I have nothing to do, so now that I'm starting my first job, I might as well start showcasing those things. So I did it purely out of boredom, like, and then eventually I realized, oh, you can actually get paid. Even when they started messaging me to pay me, I thought it was a scam because I didn't understand it. When I got the email, I was like, why did they need my bank details? That's really weird, you know what I mean? And then later on, I was like, oh, it's actually from YouTube. It's not a dodgy website. So then I started getting paid. And then when I moved to Ghana, it progressed into something else, and then it became my full-time job. So it was never in my plans for it to be my full-time job, but I think that's what I'm meant to do because I really enjoy it, and I wouldn't really trade it for anything else. Yeah.
So in this case, YouTube found you.
Yes, you could say that. Yeah.
Okay, in your case now, I understand. It gets to that point, then you realize that you could survive on that. You can be okay with that before you stopped. It's not like you just, okay, I don't want to do other things. I just want to focus on this.
No.
All right, because a lot of young people are watching the video, so I want them to understand that part. So they could be doing whatever they are doing. And alongside whatever, right? Alongside social media influencing.
Absolutely.
Then
it's never a good idea to quit everything you're doing. When I lived in Australia, I went to uni as a social worker. I practiced social work for 6 years, and in that time I was doing YouTube. So I did YouTube for like 6 years before I even moved to Ghana. And then when I moved to Ghana, I was like, okay, I'm coming to Ghana. It looks like people are interested in diaspora and related stuff. So let me put out content and make a little bit of money. It was never meant to be my full-time job even at that time. So you can never be like, I'm starting today and I'm quitting everything. That's a bad idea. Like, you need to, whatever, aside from YouTube, whatever the businesses that you want to do, you always have to start gradually. And then once it starts picking up and you feel like, okay, I can make enough to survive, then you can let go of everything else that you're doing. But it's never a good idea to quit everything and go full time. Because YouTube takes a long time to build. Like, it's not a fun idea.
A lot of people think you just come, hey, they message me, Lily, please, I want you to do this. I say, Charlie, calm down. Even me, I'm not there yet. You know, right? As a YouTuber, you know, you can tell that I'm not there yet. So thank you for throwing more light on that. So now, how profitable is YouTube?
Okay, YouTube is very profitable. It can be very, very profitable if you know what you're doing. You need to, I feel like, so like any business, right? If you want it to grow, you have to keep learning new things. You have to keep learning how to put out content that your people will be interested in. You have to find ways to create a system that works for you as well. Constantly look at new ideas. Like, you're constantly exploring, constantly learning. It's the same. Like, YouTube is the same. It's a business. If you want it to be sustainable and you want people to keep watching you and you want to look appealing to brands so they want to work with you, then you have to be willing to put in the work. But if you put in the work, it definitely pays up 1,000%. Yeah.
Yes, me too. I'm happy that they can take.
Thank you for talking about brands. Okay, myself.
Yeah.
This advice is going to go to me too, as well as to my audience.
Okay.
How do I get brands to work with me? How do I go about this?
Okay. You know, this sounds so cliche, but like, if you do good work, your work speaks for itself. You don't even have to go out. Like, I work with brands, maybe I'll say I'll do a minimum of like 3 brand videos a month.
Really?
Yes, and I don't reach out to any of them. I don't. Yes.
Today we are learning everything. We are learning everything. Go on, go
But
on.
then you have to remember, I did 6 good years of YouTube before I started making proper money. You know what I mean? So, and you need to be really committed. You know what I mean? Be committed to what it is you're doing. You can't just do it for money. YouTube is not, it's too hard to do it for money. You have to be interested in the whole thing. So if you're willing to do that, you have to make sure your videos are as good as possible. Like, I solely filmed and edited my own videos for the first, I don't even know how many years of the job. Like, the first 7 years of the job, I did everything. And then I hired someone to start filming for me. And even then, I was still editing all my videos. It was only this year that I started getting someone to help me edit my videos. So you know what I mean? Like, I've put in a lot of hard work, and that's why it's paying off. So if you're willing to go all out, the brands will see your work and be like, wow, this girl is doing really well. I feel like her viewers are connected with her because of the quality of her work. So let me come and advertise this on her channel, or whatever. Let me let her sell this thing for me. You know what I mean? So that's one way of doing it. Well, that's the most important way of doing it. Another way you can go about it is there's so much information online about how to reach out to brands. So you can find ways to put together letters to put out to brands and send to as many as possible. And make sure it's related to the people that watch you as well. So let's say you do lifestyle content. You can't really go and be like, what kind of, I don't even know what I can use as an example. Let's say you don't really do real estate and you reach out to a real estate company and you're like, let me advertise. It doesn't make sense.
Because
you know
you need
what I mean?
the money.
Exactly. So try and make sure it fits your niche. Yeah.
Okay, I think waiting on brands to reach you is the best, if you ask me, because they're going to take advantage of you if you go running after them, you know? They will feel like pressured. That's okay, take this instead of take this. You understand?
I feel like brands are always going to be like, take this. When
right?
they
Even when
yes.
they reach out to
Yes,
you.
but then when you know what you stand for, you know the work you do, and you know you're great, and you know you have a very strong connection with your followers, you can convince them and be like, no, I can't take, let's say, 200 CDs. I'm gonna take, I don't know, 2,000 CDs because this is what I have to offer. Exactly, and you're not gonna take chicken change. Yeah.
Last year, a brand reached out to me, and it's about money. This cryptocurrency.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I turned it down anyway.
Yeah.
They offered me about 200 USD. I turned it down because I wasn't sure if they're going to scam my audience or something. So you think that's a good thing to do if you don't feel connected to the brand?
Absolutely.
You turn it down, right?
Absolutely. I think so. I say no to a lot of brands as well. Some people I don't even respond to because it just doesn't fit my niche. And you also need to know that the brand is reputable, because you don't want to come and tell your followers that go and buy this and go and buy that, and then they go and buy it and it's not what they said it was going to be. So, because you want to maintain the name, you want to be trustworthy.
Exactly.
Yes. So you need to make sure you do your own research on the brand as well. Make sure you trust them as well before you accept anything. So I feel like if you're not comfortable with it, because I mean $200, like, it's not much. You know
Yeah,
what I
at the
mean?
end of the day, it's not much.
And then
People
your
get
name
scammed.
could be
Oh my God! Today someone recognized me.
Yes.
He could have struggled me
Exactly.
if he lost money, right?
Exactly.
Are you dating?
No, I'm not dating. No.
You're single?
I'm very single.
Available
Available, yes.
and ready to mingle?
Ready to mingle with sensible people, yes.
Ghanaian only?
Oh no, it doesn't matter.
What about Nigerian? You
Doesn't
good to
matter.
go?
I am okay. So long as you're all the qualities that I want. Why not?
Anyways, whoever marries you marries if I is a very lucky guy.
Thank you.
So if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. She's a very beautiful person. Like, outside looking beautiful, inside Jasmine is beautiful. Your mom and your dad, are they okay that you're living in Ghana?
Yes, now they are. My mom has always been okay. She never really minds. She doesn't mind you going and exploring till you find what you want. But my dad was a bit unsure. I feel like he was the same. He was like, why would you leave the West and come live here? You're quitting your good job and coming to Ghana. There's nothing in Ghana. Like, what are you doing? So he was a bit worried. But over time, like, he's realized that, wow, I'm doing quite well on my own, and I take care of myself. Like, work-wise, I'm doing very well for myself. So now he's not worried anymore. He doesn't really complain anymore. And I think it's normal with a lot of parents. You just kind of have to prove yourself, you know, because they always see you to be this little girl. Even if you're 50 years old, they think you're just a
you're
little
always
girl.
a baby to your mother and your
So
father.
they worry, but like once they realize that, wow, you're quite independent, then they stop worrying about it. So now they're all fine. Yeah.
That question I ask for a lot of young girls that are looking to move to Africa who have these restrictions, like their parent wouldn't want them.
Yeah.
So that is why I asked, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad you gave the answer.
Yeah, so I mean, because I really believed in what I was doing, I didn't listen. Like, I just said okay, but I still came anyway. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
here you are, your mom, everybody's proud of the fact that you came.
Exactly. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
that's all right.
So I'm gonna let the other question go for next time. I'm gonna leave her to. I'm gonna leave her. Thank you so much for coming on my
That's all
channel. I
right.
really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Thank you so
That's
much.
okay. You're welcome.
Thank you.